It has started, son. We are here once again. It's been 6 days, but we are back. It's Raw. Hovik is happy about something. I have no idea why this man is happy. I have no idea why, but he is, and I'm happy that you're happy. Can you tell me why, first of all, sir? Because I don't get it.
That ending, boy.
Okay, so you're just happy because Braun Strowman beat his ass.
No, it's not even that. I really enjoyed that whole match because it was a whole symbolic match.
Okay.
You want to know why?
I'm curious. You tell me.
Big Show's debut in WWE was when he interfered in a steel cage match with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. The ending, before the show went off, during that match, Big Show threw Stone Cold through the cage and the cage blew open. The ending before the show went off here, Braun Strowman threw Big Show through the cage and the cage blew open.
Okay, now see, this is the thing that's been happening a lot tonight. There's been symbolic shit happening all throughout the night, because here's another thing that I need to bring up really quick. Let me see if I can find this shit, because you know what else is symbolic? There was a match, and I'm not going to talk about that match a whole lot today, but I'm just going to show this little preview over here. John Cena and Jason Jordan having a match, and the way this was done, especially being at the very beginning of the show.
Kurt Angle and John Cena back in the day.
Exactly. Yep. Back in August, by the way. So I mean, it's damn near like an anniversary of sorts. On SmackDown, John Cena didn't even have any music. He was playing the SmackDown theme song from Marilyn Manson. Fucking came out to the ring and did the ruthless aggression shit, and still lost. By the way, Kurt Angle still beat John Cena that night. But just like tonight, Jason Jordan still lost. But there was something there.
Lost to John Cena.
Lost to John Cena. But here's the thing. I think this is a thing where all the fans are getting hyped up because of that. They go like, oh, man, like WWE Network, we watch these things. We know, like, oh, my God, this is a nice little connection to certain things. Because if we know this, it's like a big story arc of, like, how the show started off with symbolism and then ended off with symbolism. I think that that's a little too corny for my fucking tasting, man. That's a little corny. I don't think that Braun Strowman's going to be the next Stone Cold or whatever the fuck, or the next big monstrous thing.
He doesn't need to be. I mean, he doesn't need to be because he already is. I mean...
He is, yeah. I mean, that's true. For what we got going on right now, he really is the best thing yet. And, I mean, that's just something that we can have to deal with. I mean, I feel like that's an unfortunate thing. I mean, maybe you feel like that's a good thing, but I do not think that's a good thing. Because I got to tell you, dude, the very beginning of the show was that fucking bad sequel to Roman Reigns and John Cena as their fucking promo. And that's what certain things lead to. Like, you have something that's kind of cool, the Jason Jordan situation, but John Cena didn't bring that up. That wasn't part of the promo. The promo was the same old, like, hey, you got to do something about it, John Cena, come with my ass. That was awful.
There was only one thing throughout that whole promo that made me laugh. And that's when John Cena started talking about his flight. He goes, oh, yeah, it's broke because, you know, big dog. I was like, ha! That was a good one. But that's it.
I'm sorry, man. That shit pissed me the fuck off. Like, don't be making jokes in this particular situation, guys. Like, you guys have a fucking situation where you can build this huge, massive storyline, this miraculous fucking situation where you got two guys that aren't fucking old 50-year-olds. I mean, you got a young buck coming up. You got a guy who's not even that old yet. Granted, he has the fucking receding hairline going on now. It's fucking like little bald spot going on. But he's not that old. You got some cool things going on here, and you're already fucking it up. Like, WWE, yeah.
See, the way I look at it is that if they didn't have that promo, then we were just going to plan as to where was Roman Reigns.
I guess you're right, but then it's like you could have just did a better promo.
So the whole thing is like it's going to be a must-lose situation because he came out, they did a little promo, and it wasn't even like as long as it was last week because last week they went on for a while. Other different circumstances because that was the contract signing. Today it was just like, oh, he just came out to talk shit after a match. So
yeah,
but that was also a little symbolic too, if you think about it, because after Roman Reigns came out and he started talking shit to John Cena, that threw me back to the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight because how it took 10 rounds for a legendary boxer to take out a rookie, which kind of almost been in turn to us. Like, said the same shit for Roman Reigns. He goes, how is a veteran like you going to take more than 10 minutes or however long it was to take out a rookie? I'm like, didn't I already see this like 2 weeks ago?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like tonight was just a whole bunch of like connections and symbolisms and just just
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, it was really
But
weird because
like I said, like
that's a huge what do you call that? I can hear myself, but it's really out of sync, like way out of sync. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. God damn it. But anyways, I mean, I'll go ahead and say this part really quick too, because we'll make this kind of short. Because one thing I want to bring up too is Jeff Hardy. If you look on the side there, I put in Jeff Hardy will go out in a blaze of glory. He did this huge promo where I was thinking, holy shit, we're gonna see the broken or the perfected or the fixed fucking Hardy Boys, whatever the fuck situation gonna be happening. I was pretty hyped about it, and you know, I thought
the crack.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Because they can't use broken, might as well say cracked or snapped or
the snap,
shattered.
crackle, poxed, or whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah, but like when they were doing that, whatever the fuck, like the thing that was frustrating for me is like he really built up this whole like if I lose, I'm gonna lose in a fucking badass way, and he lost and nothing happened, and the match just ended, and he was just like, oh well. I mean, do you feel like this is going to turn into something next week, man?
Possibly. I mean, it probably turned into something like, you know, because Jeff's gonna want to be like, yo, motherfucker, I want my rematch or some shit like that. But overall, I mean, the match was actually decent. Like that was actually a really, really like well done match.
No, I love that match too. And I will say The Miz, man, I think it kind of, you know, blew some smoke up his ass a little bit. Not smoke, but just kind of like lit a fire under him for him to be like, you know what, dude, John Cena kind of shouted me out during his promo at the very beginning of the show. I need to fucking like show like, yeah, I am a bad motherfucker. I'm definitely going to be like doing a good match. And he did with Jeff Hardy. But I could have sworn that whole like Royal Rumble or Battle Royal, whatever the fuck that thing was, I thought it was going to be a situation where Jeff Hardy can fight him at the next pay-per-view. And maybe some kind of like situation happens between him and Matt Hardy.
Man, yeah, I know what you're about to say. Yeah, I know where you're going with that. But you know for a fact that rematch is going to be at No Mercy.
True. But do you think that maybe we can get a rematch with Matt Hardy involved in it, like triple threat match? Just to tease some tension between the Hardy Boys. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah, because that's how the whole broken shit started back in TNA. It was tension between the two brothers. In a sense.
Yeah,
but
in a sense.
Who knows?
I mean,
who knows how it goes? Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's one of those things where like they're only left with that option at this point. I think that's super important for them to try that out. And then, you know,
because the whole thing with the whole broken gimmick is that they're still going through the whole fucking legal shit. So I really don't think they're gonna want to try to like fucking pull the trigger on that just to like, you know, risk any more litigation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to like, as much as like, because you could tell like in all of Matt's fucking promos, you could tell he's trying to fucking break. Like, you know, he's trying to do the gimmick, but he can't under legal reasons. So I don't know. I think they're just trying to extend it.
Yeah, I think like that's the most interesting part about their gimmick right now is the fact that they're not allowed to do the shit that they want to do, and it's like it's kind of hype to see them try to do it. You know what I mean? Like I really like that they didn't even attempt.
Yeah, it's almost like the same concept with the whole Stone Cold Steve Austin shit. It's like Stone Cold can't even use Stone Cold, just his name because WWE owns it. You know, it's like he can't use that shit anywhere. But at this point right now, the Hardys can't use the broken thing because apparently TNA uses it. You know what I'm saying? So it's stupid.
It's stupid
but
as
I
shit.
think, like I said, yeah, it's stupid as shit. But yeah, like The Rock. The Rock can't even use The Rock. He has to use Dwayne Johnson. You know, like back early in his acting career, it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now it's just Dwayne Johnson because WWE owns the term The Rock. Even though I don't know how the fuck you could copyright The Rock, but.
No shit. I mean, it is a fucking actual object in the world. But the thing that's really funny too is that even with The Rock, I mean, there's people named like The Rock, Don Morocco, and The Rock. There's a few other Rocks, and I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of weird how, you know, just because this guy's popular, you get to go ahead and put a nice little copyright fucking stamp of layer approval. It's kind of fucking weird to me. But one other thing that's weird to me too is I'm thinking about the Nia Jax and Emma situation now. I was pretty, like, in a situation where it was just obvious as fuck that Emma and Nia Jax are going to win because of this weird storyline they had ahead of time. But I'm just curious, why didn't they do certain things with Sasha Banks and Alyssa Bliss? That would have been a really nice, chaotic fucking match to be had, and they didn't go that route. It was boring as fuck. So boring. But what do you feel about it?
You know what? Fuck these women. Fuck the match. I gave up on them during that match when they had some Looney Tunes shit going on in that fucking shit. Did you not see what they did? Nice fucking... God damn. What did they... They really had Nia Jax go up to Alexa Bliss, ah, and Alexa's like, ah, like what the fuck Looney Tunes shit is that?
I don't know. And they were
Like what the?
no, it got better because there's situations in the fucking thing where Nia Jax is literally like, "Hey, come on, bestie, come on, bestie," and I'm just like, dude, this shit's cringy as fuck. Why are you even doing this? Why are you calling her bestie?
If any motherfucker is gonna sit here and defend this shit, oh my god, just kill yourself, please.
No, man, this is a really rough situation.
Like
here.
this is not right whatsoever. What they did with these women, it's not right. Like first of all, you're putting like all four of these women who have little to no chemistry with each other, besides maybe Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, and that's all because they're fucking best friends, not in real life. That's why they have some sort of chemistry. But Emma and Sasha, man, Sasha Banks, first of all, needs to go away. I don't give a fuck who or what she is. Huh?
No. Like, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like Sasha Banks needs to go? Because I love her, man.
Every fucking interview or anything that I read, she sounds like a pompous bitch. And the last thing I need is for someone to entertain me while trying to be an actual pompous bitch. It's one thing to be a character, and it's one thing to sit there and say I'm the shit. You know, it's like The Miz, but in real life. Yeah. You know, because because The Miz, the character, The Miz is not like that out there. Sasha Banks is like that out there. And that's not going to make me like you any more than I already do. No, even though I already don't.
No, I completely agree with you. And that's the thing that's like really frustrating because when we go into me and you really do. Oh, go ahead.
And another thing is that people always bring this shit up is that they're even getting mad with Sasha Banks and everyone's always like, Why do we feel like this bitch only got big and main evented or did all these shits on WrestleMania because she's related to Snoop Dogg? I'm like, huh.
I mean, it's one thing to say. It's just I don't know, man. Like it's nepotism, and it's not even in the same fucking business. The Snoop Dogg is somewhere outside of the fucking wrestling thing, and yet you still gotta have the nepotism in there. It's fucking ridiculous. I actually really like Sasha Banks. I've seen old matches when she's wrestling against 5 people outside in a fucking backyard, and it brought me back to when I used to do this shit. So I mean, maybe I have some kind of like I don't know, like
a connection. You have like a little connection, but. I don't know, but with me, it's like just keep her off my TV for a little bit because I'm sick of seeing her. And like she wants to sit there and say some stupid shit, saying like, you know, I don't know, like she wants to be the greatest one. I'm like, honey, you're not gonna be the greatest one with only 2 fucking weeks of title reigns that you always do. Okay, I don't care how many fucking amounts of title reigns you get. It's just like John Cena. He's got 16, but half of them are not even fucking more than a day. Okay, just because you have so many doesn't make you the fucking greatest in the goddamn world. Even though John Cena is kind of like a whole different fucking ballgame.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say it too. I was like, yeah, John Cena, that's ballgame. But I mean, I will say this too. I'm going to bring this up. Red Robot, which is one of the weirdest guys we have in the fucking YouTube chat. But this guy's saying like, yeah, Nick would do her, but you know, he was saying he would have drunk sex with her, the whole thing. The one thing I like about Nia Jax is that she's not a sexual character, and that like, because you would expect that Raheem over here would be saying things about like, hey Nick, like you'll definitely fuck Sasha Banks because I would as well. I fuck all of them, but it's like I don't think of Nia Jax sexually, nor do I think of any of these other girls to a certain point. I mean, granted, Alexa Bliss is bae as fuck, and same with Sasha Banks, but. Nia Jax, when she's in the ring, dude, every single time she's in there, it's like that shit in ECW when Taz was coming to the ring. It was a big fight feeling. It was like, oh man, here comes Taz. Whatever is about to happen is a big deal. And I thought that with Nia Jax, except for tonight. I feel like they fucked up because tonight was such a generic ass, put me in a tag match, playa. Like it was so. Yeah, it was bad.
You know, speaking of whatever you're saying about Nia Jax. Takes me back to our one Raw show we had sometime before Survivor Series. And she was sitting there outside the ring, and she ran right towards somebody and tried to get her through the fucking barricade.
Through the fucking barricade, yeah.
And then you were like, you pulled this shit up, you're like, look at this bitch right here. Tell me how she looked like she's like a fucking first grader playing in a playground right now. Yeah. And I just started laughing. Bro, like, what you're saying about Nia Jax just took me back to that fucking show because they fucked that girl up so bad right now. Like I told you, Nia Jax, both Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka, they fucked them both up royally.
They really did, and it's only because they're not your typical hot-ass sexy chick. It's like, just because they can be great fucking wrestlers first before being great sexy model chicks, that's why they're getting shit, shit on. And I'm looking in the chat right now. Now, on top of Gary saying Nick gets all the bitches, the only reason why I'm showing that is because no one else will ever say that, because I don't get all the bitches. I have no bitches, and no women either. So that's one thing to bring up there. But Red Robot Keen 7, he says, I fucking hate Emma. Man, I agree with this boy. Emma, dude. Emma, bro. What the fuck is... Why? Why?
You know what? She don't even need to go. She just needs to shut the fuck up.
Yes, and wear different lipstick. She has way too much fucking lipstick on all the goddamn time. That bitch is going to be leaking.
That's it.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, the one thing I like about Emma right now is that she's got a new song. I mean, it's not that great.
It's not that great at all, dude.
I mean... Better than what it was.
I'm gonna ask you this, man. Do you miss Bayley?
That's not saying much. No.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, for me, dude, I
don't, if Bayley comes back on a fucking motorcycle saying "Nah, I'm the Baymax" or some shit, I'm like, not to get behind this. You know, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. No. Please, God, no. She's like a trans metal too.
I don't know, man. I just tried to come up with some sort of fucking biker name that goes with Bayley, and I ended up coming up with that white fluffy thing from Big Hero 6. I don't fucking know.
No, I'm going to do a quick Beat the Booker really quick before we get into our ratings. Now, here's the thing, dude. I'm just going to make this simple, short, and sweet. What the fuck do we do with Bray Wyatt? What the fuck? How do you repair him? I'll let you go first.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, can I tell you what I would do actually really quick then?
All right, you go ahead. I got to think of something.
Because here's what I'm thinking, man. I feel like Bray Wyatt is in a situation where he just needs to like host a whole new group of fucking followers. And I feel like if he somehow does something with, Elias Sampson and maybe some kind of tag team, maybe Carl Anderson and fucking Luke Gallows. If he does something with them and takes out Braun Strowman after the Brock Lesnar match, there you go. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt.
Walk with Elias.
Rock with Elias?
Walk with the Wyatt. No, you know how he says, "Are you ready to walk with Elias?"
Oh, but walk with the Wyatts. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm digging that shit.
But you know what I would do?
What's up?
I wouldn't even bring back. Yeah, like you said, I would just get him like a whole new group of people. You know what I would do? I would actually trade over the fucking Ascension and put him with them. For some reason. Put them with the Ascension so they could build them up too in the process and create like a whole new Wyatt family. And do the by the way, that shit with Elias in the backstage with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, that was a little funny. That's just me.
Yeah, that was great as fuck. I love that. Right before the commercial break.
He's like, fucking Dean Ambrose is like, I don't know whether to hit him or no, he's jamming. Let him go.
Yeah, no, it's just so weird. And even Seth Rollins was laughing too, like, God damn it, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But yeah, because Ascension needs something right now, man.
I mean, here's one thing.
Wait a minute.
Oh, go ahead.
Where the fuck is Luke Harper and Eric Rowan?
Oh no, they're gone in Brokeback fucking Mountain right now, dude. Like SmackDown, I told you about SmackDown. SmackDown just deletes motherfuckers off their goddamn hard drive. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean,
damn.
Yeah, it's weird, but I will say this, man. Granted, I do want Luke Harper and Eric Rowan to be back with Bray Wyatt, just makes sense. But maybe we get a situation where after Survivor Series, they try to do another, like, the Monday after Survivor Series, like, make that a thing like WrestleMania is. And what they'll do right after Survivor Series is have the guys from NXT, we call them Sanity, have them come out, and then they join Bray Wyatt. That might be something really cool. Or maybe for once...
I could definitely get behind that, man.
Or for once, instead of him being the leader all the time, what if he starts following Eric Young? That'd be cool.
Dude, what if he starts following Eric Young to go back to his roots?
And then Sister Abigail is Nikki Cross.
Right? Oh, shit.
Yes. I'm telling you. And then Bray Wyatt goes to NXT and then finishes off the Authors of Pain and then takes his people with him. And then Luke Harper and Eric Rowan join Sandy as well. It's a super group, the super faction that destroys both brands, Raw and SmackDown. It's the fucking Super Wyatt family. Oh my God, I think I stumbled upon some gold, son.
Right.
Yeah, man, I gotta say.
No, but for real, that's badass. Like, imagine if fucking Sanity show up on Raw and then Bray Wyatt's all broken after some feud, and then Eric Young just shows up and then he's like, "Come with me to find yourself" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, go
to him, go to him,
do it, follow him, and then Bray Wyatt ends up finding himself and he takes over Sanity.
Yeah, no, that would be great. No, imagine that too. What if like Wyatt starts a fucking fight within Insanity, and then it gives Eric Young a chance to do his own thing, because Eric Young is a character. He's basically the Daniel Bryan of TNA, and it's just kind of weird to see him do this weird like dark type of character.
It's so fucking true that he is the Daniel Bryan of TNA. As a matter of fact, they even had the same fucking storyline going on with him too.
Yeah, it was the exact same storyline. But that's what I feel about Beat the Booker, and I'm glad that you and I were able to kind of touch on it a little bit, because, and keep in mind, I'm bringing up the fact that I want to discuss fucking Bray Wyatt more so than Finn Balor, because Finn Balor, I cannot give a fuck about.
Finn Balor's fine though. Like, you put him in any situation, he's gonna be fine because it's Finn Balor.
Exactly.
You know, because the thing is with Bray Wyatt, they've been shitting on him for years, and he's even said like how much he's been like
not a fan
with this with the company. Yeah, it's like they've been shitting on him so hard. It's like at one point he had a losing streak at fucking pay-per-views. I'm like, why would they do that to this guy?
Yeah.
You know, and they wanted him to be like the next Undertaker back then. They should have done that. You know, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always a chance for him to come back. I mean, I feel like he's one of those situations where it's like, you know what? He doesn't have to be like an Undertaker, but he can definitely be like a Kane or like a Jake Roberts or somebody. Like, you don't have to win the title.
Or like a better version of fucking Gangrel.
Oh, there we go. And Gangrel, he was never a big deal, but when he came out, you paid the fuck attention. You know?
Oh, yeah. Especially when it came out with the fucking Brood.
Yeah.
And it did like, and what was that? What was it that shit used to happen? The blood, the
bloodbath,
the blood shower, whatever. The bloodbath, yeah. Fuck, come on, man. Like they should have done something like him. Like I said, a better version of the Brood.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that might be happening at some point, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually give them my rating for the show and everything, because I feel like the show is boring as fuck. It was extremely fucking boring. There was nothing to really talk about. The Roman Reigns and John Cena thing was the best thing, and that shit was the worst thing I ever seen them do together. That was fucking awful. I gotta tell you, man, like all these other matches, the fucking CWC, Enzo is destroying the CWC, and the CWC is destroying Enzo. I've never seen such a fair amount of them just fucking each other up. Like, it just.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
that's funny.
Definitely a 2 out of 5, and the only reason I'm giving it a 2 out of 5 is because, you know what, dude, Hovig, I know you're clapping, I wasn't clapping, but that was cool. I mean, I love how they're building Braun Strowman, dude, and, I mean, you're right, dude, that is symbolism. Braun Strowman's going to be a big deal, not that he's not already a big deal. I just don't feel like next year Braun Strowman's going to be at the top. Braun Strowman won't even be on the show next year.
Yeah. You know, yeah, so, like, my rating tonight would be a 2.5 out of 5. Mm-hmm. There was really like only 3 matches throughout the night that was actually really good, and that was the John Cena, JC Jordan, the Miz and Jeff Hardy, which I think to me was match of the night, and the cage match. And the thing about the cage match that I really enjoyed was that these two guys went on for a while. Like, I thought it was going to be like a 5-10 minute match. No, they went on for like 15, 10, 20 fucking minutes. I was like,
the work in.
Jesus Christ. They put work in. And bro, like the way that I don't even remember how long it's been since I've seen the Big Show do an elbow drop from the top fucking rope, and I was like, oh my god, that shit looked like it hurt. And then the whole, like I said, symbolism with the whole thing with the cage and everything. Granted, I thought that it was going to happen during the match, and I also kind of thank God it didn't, and it happened after because the match was already said and done. But I don't know. There was just a whole lot of symbolism going on tonight, and I kind of liked it. I don't know if a lot of people did, but yeah, the CWC shit, fuck that shit. The women's shit,
yeah,
2.5 out of 5, man.
And here's the thing too. I mean, because you're saying like, I wonder if people liked it and everything. And I mean, I feel the same way you do. I mean, I didn't like it so much because it's so on the head. But the thing is, you and I, and when Anthony was here and Trey and the whole thing, we always used to talk about how we loved like that storyline, like we call that like continuity. We love continuity. Yeah, and this is extreme continuity. Continuity from fucking 14 years ago. So, very, very good.
Like 15 to 20 years ago, because when Big Show showed up, it was what, 98, 99?
Oh, so that's even more than 15. That's like fucking 17 years ago. Yeah.
That's
incredible.
Almost 2 decades of continuity right there in only in only one segment of a fucking show.
Yeah, one segment out of a 9-segment show, and they pulled it off, and it was cool as fuck. They didn't have to build it. They just did it, and we put the pieces together. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I'm looking over here really quick, too. Raheem is saying Strowman will be on top next year, just like Brock was 15 years ago. Do you agree with that, Hovig?
I would hope so, because, I really love Braun. I'm hoping so. But the one thing, I forgot to mention this, the one thing that would have totally made my dick hard is after fucking what's his name Strowman talked all that shit about Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar just showed up tonight. I'd be like, that's it, done. I'm like, I gotta clean myself. Like, it would have just been like icing on the cake.
Or
man.
Something as simple as what if just Paul Heyman came out and he's like, good job. He starts clapping like, good job, but he ain't Brock Lesnar, and then boom, the show ends.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that would have been great. Or even Brock Lesnar coming out just laughing at him.
Yeah, do that. Like, have you seen those memes about Brock Lesnar? Like,
like, fuck you. That's great.
Like, oh man, just him showing up, just hearing that fucking guitar or whatever sound that is, just hearing that shit. I was like,
yeah, no.
And then, man. That would have been great.
The shit's doing pretty good right now. I mean, Raw has some good things going on. They just need to take out some of that fat. It has a lot of fat on it. But, I mean, there's a great fucking thing going on.
But they have, two things right now going for them. And that's Roman Reigns and Cena, which I can't even believe I'm saying that shit. But they have that going. And they got Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar going. Yeah. So they have those going. And right now, they might have The Miz and Jeff Hardy going. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to see what they're going to do with Jason Jordan, because of all this fucking shit that they built him up to. They built him up to. With the whole Kurt Angle son thing going on. So let's see how they're going to go with that, because right now they haven't really done anything. Like, I think tonight was the biggest thing that they did for him was him face John Cena, and that was also symbolic. With the whole Kurt Angle, John Cena thing. Good things going for them, because everything else was fucking just stop.
Yeah.
Like, CWC, I mean, as much as I love Finn Balor and as much as I love Bray Wyatt, just stop. Just the women, just stop.
I think what they need to do with the women is just go more. I think at a certain point, what they're doing wrong with that is just you have, because for once again, where's Mickie James at tonight, y'all? Where's Dana Brooke tonight again? Where's Bayley again? Can we at least have some kind of interview where she's her arm's fucked up and they're like, hey, how's it going? What do you think about this match with Nia Jax? And then Bayley has an opinion on it, and then someone interrupts her and says, fuck you, Bayley, and then hurts her arm even more, so she's out for longer. Just some type of story, something, man. I'm not trying to be hey, someone needs to hurt Bayley, but give me a reason. I don't want to forget her. You do have a job, even if she's annoying. You can change her without her being in the fucking ring. You can change her whole character with her being outside of the show, and they're not even doing that. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm actually going to be ready to get the fuck out of this goddamn show.
Yeah, the funny thing is, real quick, I even said it on the ROS chat earlier, the Raw Talk. When the whole women's match, I was like, so who's the heel in this match right now?
No shit.
Just to have 4 heels. Because I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Sasha Banks is fucking heel right now. Okay?
Well, no, and Alexa Bliss is too, but then Nia Jax is doing heel as shit, and then no one gives a fuck about Emma, so it's they're all bad. And then the ones
fucking
that might
heels.
be good...
Yeah,
the ones that might be good storyline-wise are bad in real life. So it's just nothing. But people, that's going to be it for the show tonight. I'm going to be ending this show off. Now, we already announced on the Midnight Chat Tag, but anyone who did not watch the Midnight Chat Tag, I'll go ahead and announce this here. But Anthony Wilson Jr. will not be on these shows anymore. That dude is going to be making fucking video games. You like video games, right, Hovig?
Yeah, I dabble in them video wagos here and there.
Games. Yeah. But no, Anthony will not be on these shows anymore.
The video games.
Yeah, but he won't be on here anymore. And we still got Trey, which is busy tonight. Whatever, he'll probably be back for SmackDown tomorrow night. But yeah, just so you guys know, that's why we gonna got some SpongeBob T-shirts, fucking running around, him acting the fool and the whole thing. But with that said, though, I mean, hey, if you guys want to come to the show, make sure to hit me up on Facebook. Let us know in the YouTube chat or the Double Toasted chat. And I would have some kind of announcement for Anime Night or whatever the fuck. But you know what? I don't give a fuck about that shit. All I care about is wrestling, and I care about you people watching me right now, not watching me later on. So people, with that said, tomorrow night right after SmackDown, we'll be back. Hovig, what do you feel about SmackDown? Do you think it's going to suck tomorrow night or not?
Oh, can I skip it?
No, we cannot skip it. I love you, sir, but we cannot. Oh, Nakamura versus Randy Orton, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not looking forward to that shit at all. Ugh, but with that said,
so fucking random. It's so random. Like, why? 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 We just finished Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, and you're going to put me at that shit again. Man.
It's fucking stupid, but people, that's going to be it for tonight. Hovig is upset, but it's okay, because tomorrow night we'll be there. We'll be mad even more so when that shit actually happens, because Nakamura is bad. We got to say a little something for you right now in 3, 2, fucking 1. Attack.
Fuck it. Fuck. Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Could Braun Strowman go to SmackDown too, please?
Yes, you can. But he won't.
Please.
WrestleMania 2 sucked, by the way.
Send it.